Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of our Tales from Tech Support. In today's episode, I can't work without this software, but I refuse to even try any workarounds. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe so you will never miss a video. So let's get started. I can't work without this software, but I refuse to even try any workarounds. I pulled a ticket this morning from someone working from home, and a specific software wasn't showing up when they launched it. There are a couple different versions of this that talk to the same database. Let's call this program J. There's a known bug that a tiny window will pop up and all you can do is go to File Exit. The fix for this is to push a preference file that corrects where the shortcut is launching, so that it runs the correct program. This can be done from our remote software so long as the computer is on Ethernet, even on VPN. Often we can push the fix in a few minutes, and let the user know it's fixed without having to do anything else as long as they get the login window after that. I'll refer to her as IL for Insufferable Lady moving forward. I call and let her know I pushed a fix and to call back when she's had a chance to test it. Almost immediately after she calls back, she's on my nerves as I can tell she doesn't listen very well. She leaves a voicemail as I'm on the other line, saying I didn't even listen to your message, so if you could call me back ASAP I'd appreciate it. Sometimes, I'm spiteful and make problem users wait longer if I have other users to help. But right now isn't the time for that, as we all need to be able to work. I call her back and explain that I pushed a fix and just needed her to try again. So she did and got in, but the first problem she reported after that was the text being too small. Even making the program full screen, the text was only a tiny text in the middle of the screen that was barely legible. $me, maybe it's a resolution issue? $IL, no, don't mess with that. It's working fine on everything else, so it must be the program. $me, okay, well I can try reinstalling it to see if that fixes the issue. So I try that, but it doesn't fix the issue. I know it reinstalled because I had to reapply the fix I mentioned earlier, but not the font size issue. My mistake here was not uninstalling it fully from the control panel, as normally we can push the software, and it will write over that previous installation. But we'll get back to that later. I also tried manually editing that preference file, as there was a line font size, but it didn't change anything. $me, I'm going to consult with my team on this. Maybe somebody else has ran into this, and will know how to fix it. If you need a workaround, we do have VDI set up for everyone so that you can access your programs and shared drives from there, and J should work in there. $IL, I don't want to do that. I just want this program to work, not to have to learn a whole new thing. Let me just tell you that I have a lot of patience where I work. I don't like to brag, but I'm known for being one of the most reasonable people on my team who doesn't lose their temper easily, and can usually talk users down if they're having a fit while keeping my cool. There are a couple users we refer to as problem children that I've totally heard cause problems with other technicians, but are nothing but nice to me, and I sometimes end up with tickets that nobody else wants to deal with. But this woman has been complaining since yesterday that this program doesn't work, for whatever reason can't use the watered-down DOS version of this program, and when I offer her a solution that's supposed to help users when they're down until we can get them back up and running, she just flat-out refuses it. So most of my conversations with her going on are me rolling my eyes or shaking my head, which isn't something I do often. I asked around my team and found someone mentioned going into the preferences of the program, and somewhere in there is a preference to change font size. I don't even have the program on my own machine because I don't use it, but I do have a login for testing, so I decide to install it and play around since nobody else knows how to fix it. I almost immediately found the menu option with no training on the software, and the fact that this woman who's had training and uses it for her job daily, and claims she can't work without it couldn't poke around the menus for this astounds me. I call her back. $me, I think I found a way to change J's font size in the menu preferences. $UL, well so-and-so tried that years ago and couldn't get it to work. $me, internally do you want my help or not? $me, let's give it a try anyway. I get it to work, and because the sizing is so screwed up, the preferences window is so tiny I can just barely see what I'm doing. I managed to get my mouse to click on the very edge of the window to get a bigger font size, which I was just guessing where it was at, and I couldn't even see what size it was. Then I move my mouse and click on the bottom edge to apply and OK. Eventually I get the text to appear bigger in the screen. This was also over VPN over wireless through an HTML remote session since the standard remote control wasn't working, so the lag was starting to really get to me. $UL, well that looks better, but now I can't see that menu underneath the top menu. I need that menu. $Me, I'm not sure what the issue is, since I can see it fine on my end. UL, so what did you do when you reinstalled it? Was there anything else you did? $Me, I pushed the software to it without removing it from control panel because that normally works. But I'm willing to try fully removing and reinstalling it to get it to work. So I uninstall and she's confused about why I'm uninstalling two separate things. $IL, isn't that C? The other version of the software. $Me, yeah, but they're packaged together, so I have to remove both in order to fully reinstall them. $IL, are you serious? She says in a tone as if she needed C to work, even though she's been claiming she needs J this whole time to work. $Me, yes. I finish uninstalling and go to reinstall. I get a message almost immediately, package is already installed. This is normal if the software is installed, but I remote in and it didn't reinstall. So I tell her to close everything, restart, then let me know when she's signed back into VPN. She does, but now I can't reconnect. I walk her through doing a scan that essentially forces the computer to talk to our remote server, mostly if they go off campus and come back and it can't talk to the server. I advise her it can take a while, but once the window disappears I'll try again. She stays on the line, and I also do a scan on my PC to make sure it's not on my end. After mine finishes, she says hers hasn't even started yet. Then something comes to mind. $Me, are you on Ethernet right now? $IL, I don't know what that means. $Me, it looks like a phone jack, but a little bit wider. The laptop we gave you should have came with a USB to Ethernet adapter. We actually lent out Surface Pros to most people. I don't know if they are giving them with cables, even though they should be, as I told our team that Ethernet works best. $IL, I see the adapter and power cord, but I don't know what an Ethernet cord looks like. $Me, it looks like a phone jack, but it's a little bit wider. $IL, yeah, I don't see that. I'm guessing the only way for you to reinstall that program is for me to come on campus? Our IT team is still on campus for this week, soon we're looking to transition to work from home as well. $Me, yeah, I think that's unfortunately right. We've been at this for 40 minutes on this call alone, and I haven't gotten anywhere. If you bring it here I can easily try reinstalling the software, and if that doesn't work, I'm just going to wipe it. I wish that was the ending, and that I'd resolved it for her today, but she's not coming on campus until tomorrow. There's a 50% chance I'll have to wipe it because the images we were using were outdated, and had a lot of problems with not installing the software it was supposed to. So our build team had to rush together a new image after looking at the remote server. Turned out somebody updated it to a newer version of Windows Server that was needed, but didn't apply updates they were supposed to do after that. And this laptop probably has the old image with several problems. If you've made it this far, thanks for reading as I wasn't expecting it to be this long. It's just been a full day of everything that could go wrong, and I needed to vent because it takes a lot to get my riled up like this.